Rick Buckler, the Jam drummer, dies at 69. Cause of death and final words revealed. February 19th, 2025. The world of music has lost one of its most influential drummers, as Rick Buckler, best known as the powerhouse behind the Jam, has passed away at the age of 69. Buckler, whose driving beats helped shape the sound of British punk and mod revival in the late 1970s, reportedly died peacefully at home, surrounded by his loved ones. His passing marks the end of an era for fans of the Jam and the broader rock community. Tributes have already begun pouring in, honoring the musician whose precise and energetic drumming helped define an entire generation of music. Cause of death revealed. According to sources close to the family, Buckler had been battling a long-term illness for some time, though he kept his health struggles private. In the months leading up to his passing, he had withdrawn from public appearances and interviews, focusing instead on his family and close friends. Though the exact nature of his illness has not been publicly disclosed, those close to him confirm that he faced his final days with dignity and strength, embracing the music and memories that had defined his life. For Rick Buckler, Rick reportedly spent his last days reminiscing about his time in music, reflecting on the impact the Jam had on the world. One of his close friends shared that his final words were, "The music lives on. That's what matters." Buckler's statement encapsulates the enduring legacy of the Jam and the influence they had on generations of musicians. From the anthemic Going Underground to the socially charged That's Entertainment, Buckler's drumming was an essential element of the band's unmistakable sound. A look back at his illustrious career. From humble beginnings to the Jam's rise to fame. Rick Buckler was born on December 6, 1955, in Woking, England. From an early age, he displayed a keen interest in music, particularly percussion. His passion for drumming began in his teenage years, and it wasn't long before he joined forces with Paul Weller and Bruce Foxton to form the Jam. The band started out playing small gigs in the early 1970s before breaking into the mainstream in 1977 with their debut album, In the City. From there, the Jam became one of Britain's most influential bands, known for their politically charged lyrics, fast-paced sound, and working-class ethos. With Rick Buckler on drums, the Jam produced 4 UK #1 albums and a string of hit singles, including Down in the Tube Station at Midnight, Eaton Rifles, Start, Going Underground, Town Called Malice. Buckler's drumming style was characterized by precision, power, and speed. He had a sharp, no-nonsense approach that perfectly complemented Weller's biting lyrics and Foxton's driving bass lines. His ability to keep the rhythm tight, even during the band's most intense live performances, earned him a reputation as one of the most consistent drummers of his era. The breakup of the Jam and beyond. Despite their immense success, the Jam shocked fans when they disbanded in 1982 at the peak of their popularity. Paul Weller made the decision to move on to new musical ventures, forming the Style Council. While Weller pursued his new project, Buckler and Foxton initially tried to keep the spirit of the Jam alive, collaborating on various projects. However, the two eventually took different paths. Buckler took a break from mainstream music but later formed The Gift, a tribute band that performed the Jam's greatest hits. He also worked as a producer and ran a furniture restoration business, demonstrating his diverse interests outside of music. In 2015, Buckler released a memoir titled That's Entertainment, My Life in the Jam, in which he gave fans a behind-the-scenes look at the band's rise to fame, their internal struggles, and the eventual breakup. The book became a must-read for Jam fans, offering rare insights into the band's creative process. Tributes from the music industry. Following the announcement of Rick Buckler's passing, tributes poured in from musicians, celebrities, and longtime fans. Paul Weller, the Jam's frontman and Buckler's former bandmate, released a heartfelt statement. Rick was the heartbeat of the Jam. His drumming was the backbone of our sound, and I'll always be grateful for the years we shared making music. Rest in peace, mate. Bruce Foxton, the Jam's bassist, also shared his grief. I'm heartbroken. Rick was more than just a drummer. He was a brother to me. His contribution to music was immeasurable, and I'll miss him dearly. Liam Gallagher, a longtime fan of the Jam, posted on social media. Rick Buckler was one of the best drummers to come out of the UK. The Jam's music wouldn't have been the same without him. Rest easy, legend. Fans flooded social media with tributes, sharing their favorite Jam songs and memories of seeing Buckler perform live. Many credited him with inspiring them to pick up drumsticks and start their own musical journeys. Rick Buckler's legacy in music. Rick Buckler's influence extends far beyond his years with the Jam. His drumming style helped set the template for the British punk and mod revival movements, influencing countless bands that followed in the Jam's footsteps. His no-frills approach to drumming emphasized rhythm and precision over flashy solos, proving that a great drummer doesn't need to be overly technical to make an impact. This style later inspired drummers in bands like Oasis, Blur, and the Libertines, all of whom drew from the Jam's energy and ethos. Even decades after the Jam disbanded, Buckler remained a respected figure in the music industry. His work with tribute bands and his contributions to music literature ensured that his story was passed on to new generations of fans. Final farewell, funeral and memorial plans. Buckler's family has requested privacy during this difficult time, but has confirmed that there will be a public memorial for fans to pay their respects. Details regarding funeral arrangements will be shared soon, with many speculating that a musical tribute concert may be organized to celebrate his legacy. Conclusion: a drummer who defined an era. Rick Buckler's passing marks the end of a remarkable chapter in British rock history. His contributions to the Jam and the music industry as a whole will never be forgotten. His drumming wasn't just about keeping time, it was about driving the message, amplifying the energy, and pushing the music forward. Whether on stage, in the studio, or in his later projects, Buckler remained dedicated to his craft until the very end. As fans revisit the Jam's iconic albums, one thing is certain: Rick Buckler's beats will live on, pulsating through speakers and inspiring musicians for generations to come. Rest in peace, Rick Buckler. Your rhythm will never fade.